Yamuna Tira Vana Chari Yamuna Tira Vana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vana Chari Yamuna Tira Vana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Premanande Haribol. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So today we're reading from the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita entitled Karma Yoga. And today we're reading from text 11. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we have the verse on the board. So I'll recite one line and then you can repeat. Devan bhavayatanena Te deva bhavayantu va Parasparam bhavayanta Shreyaha paramavapsyatha Devan bhavayatanena Te deva bhavayantu va Parasparang bhavayanta Shreyaha paramavapsyatha Devan bhavayatanena Te deva bhavayantu va Parasparang bhavayanta Shreya paramavapsyatah. Anybody like to chant? Devan bhavayatanena Te devan bhavayantu va Parasparan bhavayanta Shreyam paramavapsyata. Okay, we'll do the word for word then. Devan, demigods. Bhavayata, have pleased. Anena, by this sacrifice. Te, those. Deva, demigods. Bhavayantu, will please. Va, you. Parasparam, mutually. Bhavayantaha, pleasing one another. Shreyaha, benediction. Param, the supreme. Avapsyatha, you will achieve. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. Purport. The demigods are empowered administrators of material affairs. The supply of air, light, water, and all other benedictions for maintaining the body and soul of every living entity is entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants in different parts of the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their pleasures and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yagyas by the human being. Some of the yagyas are meant to satisfy particular demigods, but even in so doing, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all yagyas as the chief beneficiary. It is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is the beneficiary of all kinds of yagyas. Hoktaram yagyatapasam. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of the yagyapati is the chief purpose of all yagyas. When these yagyas are perfectly performed, naturally the demigods in charge of the different departments of supply are pleased, and there is no scarcity in the supply of natural products. Performance of yajnas has many side benefits, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yajnas, all activities become purified. As it is stated in the Vedas, Ahara Shuddho Sattva Shuddhihi Sattva Shuddho Dhruva Smriti Smriti Lambhe Sarva Grandhinam Vipramokshah. By performance of yajna, one's eatables become sanctified, and by eating sanctified foodstuffs, one's very existence becomes purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory become sanctified, and when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation, and all these combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present-day society. Om Jnana Timarantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurormilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vrishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shrinivari Paschate Deshatarane. Before beginning to speak, I would like to seek the blessings of all the assembled devotees. They can say something that will be pleasing to Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda, beneficial for all of you and for my own purification. Ancha kalpa drubhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha pratidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I'll read the verse once again. The demigods being pleased by sacrifices will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all of us. Okay, so in this verse, the necessity of performing sacrifices is being stressed. And because by performing sacrifices, then the demigods become pleased and then they supply us all the necessities we need. So, what is the best sacrifice that we should perform? There are many demigods. You know how many demigods there are? There are hundreds and thousands of demigods, many. So if we have to perform a sacrifice to please each of the demigods, then it will be very troublesome. Actually, it won't be possible, because there are so many different departments. Can anybody say what are some of the demigods and some of the departments that they're in charge of? Yeah. Indra and the rain. Yeah. So if we have to perform like a sacrifice for each of these, so to Indra to get rain, to the sun god to get sunlight, for Saraswati for our education, etc., then it'll take us so much time and resources, because in all these sacrifices we need, to put grains in the fire. We need to offer ghee in the fire. We need to have qualified brahmanas also, which is very difficult to find nowadays. So this method is highly impractical for this age. So, but very fortunately, we have another sacrifice, which the Lord has recommended for this age of Kali, which is very easy to perform, and that is the Sankirtan Yagya. This Yagya is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Yagya Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. In this age of Kali, those who are intelligent, they'll perform the Sankirtan Yagya. The Sankirtan Yagya is recommended by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an incarnation of Lord Krishna. He appeared just 500 years ago, and he especially established this Sankirtan Yagya as the only suitable process of sacrifice for this age of Kali. And in this age of Kali, all perfection can be achieved by performance of the sacrifice. So one may question, how is it possible that all these different demigods can be satisfied just by chanting the holy names of Krishna? So this is stated in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 10. Text 2, Krishna says, Name vidu suragana prabhavan maharshya aham adya hidevanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. That I am the source of all the demigods and all the great sages. So because Krishna is the source of everything, all the demigods, they're included in him. When Krishna showed his universal form to Arjuna, all of the demigods and everything in the universe was included in that form. So just by rendering service to Krishna, pleasing Krishna by performing this Sankirtan Yagya, then all the demigods, they're pleased. This is also confirmed in another place in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where it says, Yatha taror mula nishechanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashaka ranopaharya chayatandriyanam sarvat. What is the last line? Tathayava sarvaranam achiteja. That all of these demigods, just as by watering the root of a tree, all of the leaves and the different parts of the tree, they become nourished. And as by supplying food to the stomach, all the different parts of the body are nourished. Then, similarly, by rendering service to Lord Krishna, all of the different parts of Krishna, such as the demigods and indeed all living entities, they also become satisfied and happy. So this is the wonderful process of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it says that those who want to worship the demigods, they are of less intelligence. Because, not only is it difficult to worship the demigods, but also the results that the demigods can give are temporary. And, they're of material quality. And they can't actually satisfy us because we're the spirit soul. So we can only be satisfied with spiritual happiness, but that the demigods can't give. There are many examples of different people who worship the demigods because they wanted fulfillment of different material desires. One example is Banasura. Banasura, who was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and he worshipped Lord Shiva and to get a lot of power. And so Lord Shiva blessed him with 1,000 arms. So he became so powerful that nobody could defeat him. And then finally, he went around the universe trying to ask a fight with anybody, but nobody wanted to fight him because he was too powerful. So then he just started beating up the mountains. And then finally he went to Lord Shiva and he's like, now you've given me so much power, but now I want somebody who can fight with me because nobody is able to even fight with me. So then Lord Shiva is like, oh, you're such a fool. Don't worry, soon somebody will come that will smash all of your strength and pride. And so then Banasura, he was such a demon that he actually became very happy when he heard this. And so he went back to his palace and he was eagerly waiting for the day when this person would come and give him a good fight. And so finally the day came when Krishna came to fight him because Aniruddha, Banasura had captured Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha. And so Krishna came to release his grandson. And so in that fight, because Banasura was a devotee of Lord Shiva, then Lord Shiva, he was also fighting alongside Banasura. But Lord Shiva was unable to protect Banasura from Krishna because Krishna is the supreme. And so, this story goes to show that, even though those who take shelter in the demigods, and they may attain the fulfillment of their desires, but in the ultimate issue, they're unsuccessful. They're defeated because they go against the desires of Krishna, and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nobody can be greater than or superior to Krishna. And so eventually everything is taken away from them if they don't abide by Krishna's instructions. Similarly, the example with Ravana. Ravana was also a great devotee of Lord Shiva, but in the end, when he offended Lord Ram, then he was vanquished. And same also with Hiranyakashipu. He was a great devotee of Lord Brahma, and he thought that he was so powerful that nobody could kill him within the universe because of the benedictions he obtained from Lord Brahma. But Lord Krishna is so intelligent that even without breaking any of the boons given by Lord Brahma, he still appeared in a very wonderful form of half man and half lion, and he finished off Hiranyakashipu. So for those who want real security in life, the real benedictions in life, then they should take to the worship of Lord Krishna. And by worshipping Krishna, then we get all of the necessities of life, because the demigods, they become pleased with us, because they're also being worshipped when we worship Krishna. And then this is actually the complete way to satisfy each and every demigod. If we try to do it separately to each demigod, we won't be able to do it properly, because there are too many of them to please all of them. So by pleasing Krishna, then all of the demigods are pleased, and then they supply us all the necessities of life. And this situation is also described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. When Yudhisthira Maharaj was ruling, he was a great devotee of Krishna. And so by serving Krishna, then the whole world became so prosperous. And there's a nice verse. It says, Kamam Vavarsha Parajanya Sarva Kama Duga Mahi Shi Shuchu Smavajan Gava Payaso Dasatir Muda. That during the reign of Maharaj Yudhisthira, the clouds, they showered as much rain as was required. Sometimes we're troubled because there's too much rain, and sometimes we're in trouble because there's too little rain. But because Krishna was pleased, then Mother Earth was pleased, Lord Indra was pleased, so they were supplying just the right amount of rain. And it is said also that it would rain only during the night time, because not to disturb the people when they're going around during the daytime. And then when they would wake up in the morning, everything would be fresh, and all the crops would be watered. And the earth would supply everything in profusion. The ground was very fertile. Nowadays, people, they want to artificially, not depend on God, and they create all of these systems for irrigating the fields and things like this. But actually, even if we put water on the field and fertilizers, it's still actually the rain which really makes the soil fertile. It's not the same as just supplying water. So it's also described that the oceans were full of jewels, the rivers were full of minerals. So by the grace of Krishna, when Krishna is pleased, then the whole situation becomes like heaven, like Vaikuntha on the earth. So this is the way of godly life. When we please Krishna, then everything becomes perfect. And there's on the other hand, if we don't please Krishna, then if we perform sinful activities, then we also become subject to the results of those sinful activities. Like there'll be famine, there'll be flooding, too much rain, and all of these things, war. These are all results of not performing sacrifices. Just like every day we're using the light, the electricity, and we have a bill to pay after. If we don't pay the bill, then the electricity will be cut. So similarly, we should understand that we're all becoming indebted to the Lord by using the sunlight. It's always supplying us heat and light, the water, the food, everything, the petrol. We're all taking these things from the earth, from the Lord. And so we should understand that we are becoming indebted and we have to do something in return to please the Lord. And that is what the Lord says, the sacrifice. Just a few verses before this, Krishna says, Yagyartat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartam karma konteya mukta sangha samachara. Krishna says sacrifices for Vishnu have to be performed, otherwise we become bound up by sinful reactions. So in order to become free from reactions, then we should perform sacrifices. Yeah, and it's so easy, the Sankirtan Yagya, there is no cost. All we have to do is chant the holy names of the Lord. And there are no hard and fast rules for chanting. You can chant wherever you are, in whatever situation you are, and just chant the holy names of the Lord, and the Lord becomes pleased with you, and you become free from all sinful reactions. Well, of course, we shouldn't think then that now I've become free from all sinful reactions, I've got the formula for becoming free from sins, now I can do whatever sins I want and just chant this mantra, and I'll be free. Because that is an offense to the holy name. We shouldn't think that we can cheat the Lord, because He's the most intelligent and He's in our heart. And actually what's most important for Him is our intention. So He understands in what mood we're chanting, what mood we're performing the Sankirtan. And so we should try to perform it sincerely with a desire to please the Lord, and with gratitude, thanking Him for everything that He's giving to us. In this way, we'll achieve the mercy of the Lord. There's a nice story of Srila Prabhupada tells that when I think this was in 1930, when there was an artificial famine created by the British, they wanted everyone to go to war, and so they created this famine that they raised the prices of the food so much that nobody could buy it. And then they said that, whoever doesn't go to war, you'll have to buy this high price. Otherwise, if you come and fight in the war, then we'll give you food. So in this way, they created this famine, and so many people died. But Prabhupada said that he was able to survive because he said he was performing sacrifices to Krishna, he was performing the Sankirtan Yaga, so somehow or other he was able to get food for his family. And he also inquired about other devotees, other friends he knew who were devotees, and they said also that, we have enough, we're not in trouble. And so Srila Prabhupada was saying that because of sinful activities, people have to suffer the famines, but those who are devotees, they don't have to suffer, because Krishna always arranges that they have everything they need. Also, there's another story of Srila Prabhupada. Once he went to one state in India that was suffering from a drought for many years, and that state was in great trouble. They were trying to arrange water supply from another state, but it was very, very troublesome and difficult to do. And so then Srila Prabhupada said, arrange for kirtan, a big kirtan party. So then the devotees, they arranged for this big Harinam to go throughout the streets, and they informed all of the public that we're going to do this big kirtan, and then we're going to call the Lord, ask the Lord to bring the rain. And so they did, and sure enough, the rain came after the big Harinam. So this shows how, by pleasing Krishna, by forming the Sankirtan Yagya, then all the demigods are pleased, and then we get all our necessities. So, in the last paragraph here of the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he writes a very nice sequence of events. He says, by performance of yagya, one's eatables become sanctified. And by eating sanctified foodstuff, one's very existence becomes purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory become sanctified. And when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. And all these combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present-day society. So it begins by performing yagya. When we perform yagya, then our food becomes purified. This is described also in this third canto, the third chapter, just in the 2 verses ahead. Krishna says that the devotees are released from all kinds of sin because they eat food which is first offered for sacrifice. So the devotees, this is another kind of sacrifice also, when we offer our food to Krishna. So before eating, we first offer the food to the Lord, and then our food becomes free from sinful reactions, free from the sins incurred from preparing the food. Because everything living has a soul. It's a living entity. And if we kill any kind of living entity, then we incur sin. So even like plants, vegetables, also if we don't offer them first to the Lord, then we incur sinful reactions when we kill them. So in order to become free from those sins, then we first offer the food to the Lord. And of course, if we're going to offer the food to the Lord, then we need to offer the food that is acceptable by the Lord. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita which foods He likes, which food we can offer to Him. He says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati daraham bhakti pahiritam ashnami prayatatmana. That if one offers me with love a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, then I accept it. So Lord Krishna in this verse is saying that He accepts vegetables. He doesn't accept meat. So we can offer fruit and vegetables to the Lord, grains, and the most important thing is we should offer it with love and gratitude to the Lord. Ask Him to please accept this food. Also in the 70th chapter, Krishna explains a bit more about the foods and the different modes of nature. There are different modes, and we should try to offer food to the Lord which is in the mode of goodness. That means food that is wholesome, fatty, juicy, and it's tasty, gives joy to the body. As opposed to foods in passion which are too salty, too sour, too bitter, too spicy, and foods in the mode of ignorance that are very old and have no taste like that. So we should try to get nice pure foods to offer them to the Lord. And then it says that by eating these pure foods, then our existence becomes purified. So it's important what we eat. Also it said that the consciousness is important with which we cook, that the consciousness of the cook, it goes into the food. That's why it's best if we can we cook ourselves with love for Krishna, and then we offer it to Krishna, and then we eat. Or if we eat food that is cooked by a devotee, that's best. Because if we eat food cooked by somebody who has a material consciousness, who has a sinful consciousness, that also goes into the food, and it makes a contaminating effect on us when we eat it. So by eating pure foods, that's prepared with pure consciousness, pure ingredients, and then purified of sin by offering it to the Lord, then our existence becomes purified. And then by the purification of existence, the finer tissues and the memory become sanctified. And when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. There's a nice verse also in the Nectar of Devotion. It says, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indraya sevan mukha jivado swayam eva spuratyada. That this Krishna consciousness, it begins with the tongue, by eating the food of remnants offered to the Lord, and by chanting the holy names. Then we become, then we can actually understand who Krishna really is. And this leads to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present-day society, Prabhupada says. Many people, they think that, we need to improve economically, we need to, stop poverty in the world, we need to create more spaceships to go to different planets or things like this. But actually, Srila Prabhupada is saying that the greatest necessity of present-day society is Krishna consciousness. Because this is actually what satisfies the soul. Other things, they can't really satisfy us. So this knowledge is so valuable to give to society. So give us not only mental happiness, mental peace, but also create a favorable situation whereby we can get all the necessities to also maintain our physical body in a very nice way. And yeah, this is the greatest necessity of society. In a society, everybody is hankering after peace and happiness. And this is only possible by Krishna consciousness. As stated in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the last verse, it says, Bhoktaram yagita pasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhiram sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. That one who understands that the Supreme Lord, He is the ultimate enjoyer of all activities, of all sacrifices. He is the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and He is the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. He attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So many of us, we don't have peace because we think that we're the enjoyer. So then we're always, anxious about, is this going to make me happy? I need to get this to make myself happy. If this doesn't happen, then I'm not going to be happy. If this person says this to me, then I'm not going to be happy. But if we just forget about our own happiness and we just try to please Krishna, then we become peaceful because it's so easy to please Krishna. We just need to, have the right intention and dedicate whatever we do to Krishna. Krishna doesn't matter if we succeed or if we fail. Krishna is just happy if we remember Him, if we chant His holy names. We dedicate our activities to Krishna. So then in this way, by just trying to please Krishna, we become peaceful and happy. And Bhoktaram yagitapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Yeah, so then if we realize also that Krishna is in control of everything and He's our best friend, then we become peaceful. Because if we understand that everything that's happening to us in life is arranged by my best friend for my ultimate benefit, then we won't be worried about the future. What will happen if, I go here, if I go there. We're always so anxious about what will happen. But if we just understand that Krishna is in control and He's my best friend, so I don't need to worry about anything. Because nothing is not going to go right. Because he has it all under control and He's doing it just for our benefit. So this is the way to attain peace in society. Peace, inner peace. Yeah, and the more people we share this knowledge with, the more people we can also make peaceful. And in this way, by sharing this knowledge as much as possible, then we can help in creating real world peace. So this Bhagavad Gita is such a wonderful book. It gives us such valuable knowledge about how to live our lives, how to attain God consciousness, attain peace and happiness. And now is a special time of year also. That's soon is coming Christmas. It's a time of year when we all give presents to our dear ones. So the best gift to give is the Bhagavad Gita. So if you have the Bhagavad Gita, you can get one for a friend and give it to your friend. And encourage them to read it. That'll be the best thing you can do. So I'll stop here. We have a few minutes. Would anybody like to share anything, ask any questions, comments? Yes. Mm-hmm. Nice question. So the question is that, by serving Krishna, everybody is satisfied, but then it's considered a lower stage of devotion to not consider devotees and just worship Krishna. Yeah, so when we worship Krishna, then we should understand what is the correct way to worship Krishna. Because we have to worship Krishna through the devotees. We can't directly approach Krishna. And we approach Krishna through the devotees, through the Guru Parampara. And then by offering our service through the devotees, then it's accepted by Krishna. Yeah, that's my understanding. Yeah. Yeah, so I think Lord Chaitanya's movement is one of preaching, one of compassion. It's also said that by listening to the Mayavadis, then everything is ruined. But Lord Chaitanya, he went and he took lunch with the Mayavadis. He went and sat with them and spoke with them because he wanted to save them from, give them the real bliss of Krishna consciousness, which is not obtainable if one doesn't have a conception of the personal form of the Lord. So I think the devotee who's advanced is, so maybe this is the right understanding, because there are different kinds of devotees. So certain instructions can be given to like the neophyte devotee whose faith is very weak. For them, they shouldn't associate with Mayavadis. For them, they shouldn't associate with demigod worshippers, because they're still kind of, their faith is weak. So if they associate with those people, then they may be convinced that, maybe I should take to this path. But for those who are Madhyamadikaris, they're preachers. So they have a strong understanding of the scriptures, and they have also tasted the joy of Krishna consciousness. So for them, they're fixed, they're convinced that this is the best thing to do, and they also have a great enthusiasm to share this knowledge with everyone else. So for those devotees who are able to preach in this way, they have received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, then they should distribute this to everyone. Lord Chaitanya, he didn't make any discrimination about who to preach to and who not to. He gave this Krishna consciousness is the birthright for every soul. Everybody who's a soul deserves to be connected back to Krishna through Krishna consciousness. And as a devotee of Krishna, it's the greatest duty for everyone who has received this knowledge to give this knowledge to everyone.
Playing devil's advocate here a little bit, but why do we need to perform sacrifices in the first place? Like, can't we just love God just as we are? Forget about performing sacrifices for demigod or Krishna. Why do we need to do that in the first place?
So I didn't really get your question.
Why do we perform sacrifices in order to please Krishna? Can't I just love him and let him know?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, there's the verse in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, "Yashastra vidram utsrija vartate kamakarta na sasiddhim abapnoti na sukham na param gatim." And one who doesn't follow the injunctions of the scriptures, who just acts whimsically, he doesn't attain happiness, nor peace, nor the supreme destination. So there's a certain way of doing things. Everything has a prescribed method. If you want to bake a cake, then you need to follow the recipe. You can't just, decide, I'm just going to put the flour and the milk and mix it up and put it in the pan however I like, and then you won't get the desired result. So if you want to actually get the desired result, then there's a method. There's different processes also. Like if you want to send a letter in a post box, you can't just put it in any box. You have to put it in an authorized box that will actually be taken by the postman and delivered. Am I getting to your question?
Yeah, and also why does it need to be a path of prosperity rather than just I could just be doing loving things to Krishna?
Path of austerity. Yeah, there are certain things which we need to give up, like sinful activities. So I guess that may be austere for us who are attached to sense enjoyment. So in the beginning, it may seem austere, but after once we get a taste for Krishna consciousness, then we lose taste for this inferior enjoyment, and we no longer even desire it. It's no longer an austerity. It's just something that we just give up automatically, and then everything that we do for Krishna becomes joyful. Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita that this process is susukham kartumavyam. It's performed happily with great joy. So if we're not happy in Krishna consciousness, that means that we're not there yet. If it's austere for us, it's because we're still attached to the material life. And yeah, that attachment is actually the cause of our suffering. As soon as we give it up and let go and be like, yeah, I don't need this anymore, I'm just going to take fully to Krishna consciousness, then we'll become fully happy. Yeah, so actually the process itself of Krishna consciousness is not austere, it's our attachment to the material that makes it difficult. Okay? And Tulsi is a devotee of the Lord. So is Hanuman. No, they're considered devotees of the Lord. Even the demigods also, they're considered devotees of the Lord, but because the demigods, they have special power over different things, so then usually people worship them to receive certain material benefits. That's the problem. But the most important thing is the reason why we worship them. We worship them to attain Lord Krishna. So we worship Tulsi Maharani. How do we worship her? We say, Radha Krishna Seva Bhavo Eva Lasi. I want to attain the service of Radha and Krishna. So this is our prayer to Tulsi Devi. So this is favorable for our devotional service. This verse here that we read today, it says that the demigods being pleased by sacrifices will please you. So it doesn't say that we have to worship the demigods. It says that when we perform sacrifices, then the demigods, they'll be pleased. And what is that sacrifice? That sacrifice is the Sankirtan Yagya, that is worshipping Lord Krishna by the Hare Krishna mantra. So it's not recommending demigod worship, nor do we do demigod worship. Okay? Yeah? Yeah, thank you for the nice comment. Yeah. Because he likes Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is his devotee and takes pleasure in seeing him. It's also described that he went to one place and he met Lord Shiva and Parvati there in the form of a Brahmana and Brahmana's wife. And Lord Chaitanya went there and he spent some time with Lord Shiva talking to him. So he likes Lord Shiva. And also, as a devotee, Lord Chaitanya, it's actually, I remember Prabhupada wrote in the purport, he said that Lord Chaitanya, he went to these different places to show the behavior of a Vaishnava, that he does not disrespect the demigods. Because the devotee, he understands that the demigods, they're also servants of Krishna, and the mode of a devotee is that I'm the servant of the servants of the Lord. So he shows respect to all of the Lord's servants. But yeah, importantly, as I mentioned, is the mood of the Lord, of the devotee. He never desires to obtain some material benefits from the demigods. He just respects them because they're devotees of the Lord. And if he prays anything from them, then he prays to increase his devotion to the Lord, to Lord Krishna. Yeah, and when we do the Brajmandal Parikrama also, we visit Shiva temples and we also offer our respect there. Yeah. Also, we don't do like special puja for them, but sometimes, when we go on pilgrimage, then